What have I said about Donald Trump? WMD, weapon of mass distraction. Let me give you Exhibit A. Just take a look at what he's posted over the past 48 hours. And just a reminder, I don't show Trump video or audio anymore on this channel, but I will tell you what he's doing and saying because corporate media wants to normalize his behavior, not here on the Midas Touch Network. And I fact checked this stuff as well. So I was looking at Donald Trump's posts, and here's one of the things that he posted. Trump rings opening bell at New York Stock Exchange. I saw that. I was puzzled. I was like, why is he posting this now? Did he go back to the stock exchange and I just missed it? No, he's randomly reposting now, January 9th and 10th, posts about when he rang the bell on December 12th, 2024, basically 30 days ago or so. Why is he reposting this now? By the way, the stock market was down that day, and the stock market's been pretty volatile. And if you want to take a look at the bond market right now, very volatile as well. But why does he keep on posting? This is what he posted as well. He keeps on posting about this December 12th visit. By the way, Trump rings opening bell at New York Stock Exchange in front of Time Person of the Year cover. He's going to keep posting this just every day, just randomly post this. Oh, by the way, as you're scrolling through his posts, his social media platform has ads like this. Get new permanent teeth in just 24 hours. So anyway, I'll reserve what I'm about to say. Focus, Ben, focus. Okay. Then Donald Trump just posts this map of Canada, US, Greenland. You see Mexico there as well. He wants you to know that the capital of the United States is Washington, D.C., and the capital of Greenland is Nuuk, although he probably doesn't know that. So he's posting that map. Why? Oh, because he wants to conquer it. Total normal behavior. To annex our allies in Canada, to annex Greenland, which he says he's not going to rule out using military force to take over Greenland and make it part of the United States, even though Denmark is a member of NATO, and then NATO would have to declare what? War on the United States for trying to invade Greenland. This is what Donald Trump's posting. I mean, by the way, could you imagine if President Biden made any posts like this? Here's what Donald Trump posts as well. He posts this chart, and from Mark Andreessen, and it says, this is a really remarkable chart of tariffs as a percentage of total federal revenue. The second industrial revolution, perhaps the most fertile era for technology development and deployment in U.S. history, was 1870 to 1914. And you take a look at this, a lot of nations that use tariffs are developing nations, not developed wealthy nations that need to engage in trade with the world. And so what this chart is purporting to suggest or say is somehow that tariffs as a percentage towards overall revenue is an indicator of what? Economic prosperity. So you're saying that post-World War II America, where America became the wealthiest nation in the world, was a worse economic time than what you say the best economic time was sometime around our Civil War, or if you even look earlier, the late 1700s? You want our economy to look like the American economy of the late 1700s? What in the world are we even talking about here? More posts of Donald Trump talking about conquering Canada. And then this right-wing propagandist, Paul Ingracia, says Donald Trump's reemergence on the world stage brings statesman-like order. Donald Trump showed the world that peace is achievable, decline is not inevitable, and a continent embattled by so many maladies can be revived so long as it reclaim faith. Okay. Are we observing the factual world, or are you living in the kind of MAGA fan fiction right now? So do you want to say that peace is achievable? Let's address that first. Didn't Donald Trump say that within 24 hours of the election, he would bring peace into Ukraine. Well, that didn't happen. Well, what if I give him the benefit of the doubt? I shouldn't, but let's just say I did, for assume arguendo, for the sake of argument that I did that. So 24 hours after Trump's inauguration, he promised that there would be peace in Ukraine. What Donald Trump says is he would go to Putin and say, hey, Putin, you gotta do the peace. Hey, Ukraine, you gotta do the peace. I'm gonna negotiate this. Peace. We good with peace? Peace. All right, I did it. Well, what we do know is that Donald Trump's envoy to Ukraine just canceled his meeting with Zelensky and Zelensky's foreign minister. Donald Trump said that there'll be some meeting to take place with Vladimir Putin. Putin said that he won't agree to any terms unless Donald Trump comes begging to Putin. And then Donald Trump somehow agrees that Putin and Russia should force a total capitulation on Ukraine, and Ukraine needs to basically become Russia. That's what Russia said their one term is, and that Trump needs to accept a new world order. So I'm just trying to get this straight, because there's no peace in Ukraine. Okay, what about Israel-Palestine? Well, Donald Trump recently said that if the hostages are not released immediately before he takes office, he will unleash hell on Gaza. Hasn't hell kind of already been unleashed on Gaza so far? And aren't you going to didn't you say you would handle this right away? Now you're saying it needs to be done before you take office. Why? Because you wouldn't know what you were doing there, annexing your neighbors. Wouldn't that seem to give credence to Vladimir Putin's desire to annex his neighbors? That seems to be a logical way of thinking about things. Aren't you empowering President Xi Jinping of China to take over Taiwan and justify its one China policy? If you want to conquer Greenland and Panama and Mexico and Canada, don't these other countries go, well, America's going to do that, so how are we going to be held accountable? I want you to think about that. This is some magical statesmanship. All I saw Donald Trump was go to the Notre Dame Cathedral in France, do some weird handshake with Macron, and then I saw President Macron and the Prime Minister of Poland mocking Trump's handshake. And ever since then, all I see is all these world leaders from France and from Germany, Chancellor of Germany, the Foreign Minister of France, now saying that they're prepared to invoke the military alliance from the European Union against the United States if you threaten their sovereignty. How is that beneficial?
When your car breaks down, you take it to a mechanic with no hesitation. You need it, and it's not something that most guys can fix themselves. And men should think the exact same way about ED. But the reality is you might be hesitant to seek help. Thankfully, through HIMS, you can get access to personalized ED treatments without stepping outside your door. HIMS is changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. HIMS provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable hard mints and Viagra and Cialis and their generics for up to 95% cheaper. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, HIMS can help you find the ED option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/Midas. That's HIMS.com/Midas for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/Midas. The products mentioned are chewable compounded products, which are not covered by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Donald Trump calling Governor Gavin Newsom new scum during a fire. Donald Trump posting random videos of people from Greenland wearing MAGA hats. The reporting from Denmark's DR, their very respectable paper there out of Copenhagen, was saying that Trump handed out these hats. Don Jr. handed out these hats to people there, and a lot of them were like impoverished people, and they promised them free meals. A bunch of other posts of Donald Trump whining about losing court cases over and over again, whining. Another post here of Donald Trump attacking former President Barack Obama for commanding the CIA to overthrow the Syrian government, and American media covered for him, and it's an account Wall Street apes. What's your point, Donald? I mean, what's your point about Syria? You're just going to attack Obama? Like, do you want to articulate what your foreign policy is? Because I distinctly remember what you promised people is you scared them and said that we're on the brink of World War III, which we're not, but you scared people and said that. You said you alone would fix this situation and stop a World War III, and you said you would do it by bringing peace to Ukraine in 24 hours and bringing peace in Gaza in basically a very short period of time. But all you've done now is threaten to annex, to conquer, to take over America's allies. You've tried to destroy NATO already. You've strengthened Russia and China, their positions already. You've created a much more unstable world. So I'm just trying to think here rationally, folks, about what's the game plan?
Thursday, Trump argued that the case involved concern of great national importance and that the conservational structure and the nation would be irreparably harmed by letting the sentencing go forward. A Supreme Court, meanwhile, found itself in another ethics controversy after Trump and Alito spoke by phone this week just before Trump appeal was filed. Key congressional Democrats on Thursday called for Alito to rescue himself from the sentencing case, citing the justice's phone call with the president-elect to discuss one of his former clerks working for the incoming administration. Justice Alito's decision to have a personal phone call with President Trump, who obviously have an active and deeply personal matter before the court, make clear that the fundamental misunderstand the basic requirements of justice ethics or more likely believe himself to be above judicial ethics altogether, said Maryland Rep. Jamie Rexon. Justice can be decided for themselves whether a sequel is warranted, and it is rare then they do so. Alito said the sentencing dispute was not discussed in their conversation, nor did the two discuss or any matter that is pending or might in future come before the Supreme Court or any Supreme Court decision involving the president's elect. Alito said in statements Wednesday. This story tell us that Trump is in trouble. So let's see